Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Stellaris. We have a few things going on at the moment, so I just wanted to take stock and make sure we're not forgetting anything, remind us of where we are. We have just set colonization going on 3 worlds over here up in this brand new sector. So we've got Rossel, we've got Rillis, and we have Terib, which is, but for all accounts, a terrible place to live. It is a nasty tomb world, which we're only going to really be colonizing so we can uplift the local population when we find them. In addition to that, we have some kind of psionic entity in this Cratius system. Sorry, Cratius system. We're not going anywhere near that until we've got a big-ass fleet that we can take in. And we don't have a big-ass fleet at the moment. Our fleet is a measly 3k in size. So I might start expanding on that. But that, at the moment, is sitting next to this astral rift, trying to do whatever it can if the rift causes a problem. So we may have a bit of a situation coming with this rift in space arriving in the next 12 months. In addition to that, we have been building up our hyperlane network, which is getting there. It's not gone super quickly, but we do have a hyper relay in this system, so we can actually move on to the next. Let's set you moving. We're going to need to trade for it, but we have trade deficits. Most notably, we have trade deficits on food. Food is coming from Sarat, our alpine world. We're clearing some mountains over there. Then we've got agricultural focus coming in, which is going to take a little bit of time to build. It's going to give us some more farmer jobs. And then we've got clone vats, so we can start ramping up the population here and producing more food. I think Rossel is also going to become an agricultural place, most likely, I think. But there's definitely decisions to be. Oh, they do get physics research here. There's questions for us to answer as we go down the various routes. But right now, as I said, we have a trade deficit in food and a trade deficit in trade, actually. So we may want to address that. I think that's the most important things. Our neighbours aren't causing us too much hassle. We've got a couple of science ships still off exploring various places. You've actually just finished getting to here, so let's get you to move around, explore that system, start coming up through these and see what's going on. Explore there, move to there because we already know about it, and then come and survey this place. Construction ship at Barunda is just passing time. Construction ship up in Fractus is also just passing time. And that wormhole goes all the way down to Isrinu. Yes, so we do have some fast movement in some parts of our empire already. I'm wondering, actually, if I should send you back the other way. Come down here. And instead I'll move you across so we can hit them from 2 different sides. We're not getting many alloys at the moment. Our ship maintenance is consuming some. Let's start the time back up. But one thing we are getting quite a bit of is the volatile nodes
complete.
And the exotic gases. So I'll sell them just to give us a bit of a trade surplus. You've already got your plans for where you're going? Good. we'll leave you ticking along. With these minerals coming in, we do have a couple of worlds with unemployment. So I should probably take care of those. Pathar doesn't have enough jobs. With heavy industry having been produced, we should get some alloy foundries. That'll help boost our alloy production. And I'll buy a few extra bits of food just to give us a nice buffer. After identifying potential pre-sapient candidate, our Genesis Ark began the process of uplifting and establishing the needed space for Genesis Preserve. Rilis has been done as a colony. Great. So the first thing we're going to want here is the monument. We're doing that on every single planet. That's going to give us 5.4 unity. Very nice. And we should have the needed resources in just a second. And if I go into our species, right now we are uplifting the Sagakis on the Gaia world. So we found Trundians on Rilis. They don't seem amazing by default. The Sagakis are researchers for certain, which means Russell will be a combination research and agricultural world at some point. How is our uplifting going? 5 months. That's not going to take long. And the outcome for the Rift is going to happen in 8 months. Let's have a check of what's going on at the Galactic Council. So, currently voting on the Guardian Angels Act. We're supporting this. That will come in a little over a year. So, yeah, not much that we need to do with that. We've got a good amount of influence. So, if we wanted to expand, we could probably do that. We need a fair bit more before we can build a hyper relay here. The other thing that I wanted to do was reinforce our starbase over in Fracatus. Let's get that going.
Blocker cleared.
Nice. Our blocker on Sarat has been cleared, so we can get that final agricultural district in place eventually. Now there are plenty of jobs for people to be filling in over here, so it's getting the agricultural focus isn't really going to help us with our food right now, but the clone vats will allow us to fill it out quite quickly. Oh god. The Jax Tybot continuance. Custodian protocol activated. Initiating resource transfer to compliant organic civilization. Yeah. We graciously accept. After our guide's unceasing dedication, we've completed uplifting the local population on Russell. We've transitioned the Sagakis into a fully sapient species. The Genesis Preserve has become a Genesis monument. That's giving us 9,000 unity. That's awesome. Love seeing that. let's pause because we have a couple of things to do. First of all, we're going to get Engineered Genesis. That's going to allow us to alter population appearance. We don't care too much about that. Mostly we want to hit the Aleic expression. That's going to be 46 months away. Still, we have a couple of populations we're uplifting, so it may end up being a bit sooner. With the Saga Keys being uplifted, we have space to do the next one. What we'll do is we'll create a template for the Saga Keys and we'll set it as the default. So these are primarily researchers and they're lithoids. Interesting. Replaces food upkeep with mineral upkeep. That's kind of cool for us. We could make them repugnant. In order to get more trait points if we need. We could make their leaders live forever. We can get more exotic gases. Let's have a look at the vocational genomics because we haven't seen this before. Okay, so it automatically shifts people depending on what they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, let's go with vocational genomics. We'll make them repugnant. Crystallization will make them grow a bit faster, which isn't specifically useful for us. I would love to be able to get actual crystals out of them. So gaseous byproducts gives us just gases without the inorganic breath. So gaseous byproducts is a possibility. We could go with radiotropic. Scintillating skin, that's what I want. Scintillating skin. And if we can do one more thing, we can get gaseous byproducts as well. Let's go with quarrelsome. So they're slightly worse at bureaucrat jobs. Actually, no, we'll go with sedentary. And I wonder if having it be produced with scintillating skin stops us. Having gaseous byproducts, yeah. Okay, so we can't have both of them at the same time. We can, however, make them grow a bit faster or reduce the impact of their population on us. But seeing as this is on Russell, where there is all those farming districts, we'll go with Garian. And this is a pretty cool empire for where we are. So they've got a bit more in bureaucratic jobs, a bit more in research jobs. Not so much for workers and menial drones, but that's offset by the farming the hopefully vocational traits. I like it. So we'll save this. We'll set this as the default. And how much would it cost us to do this? 1815. That's not a large amount.
Situation log updated.
It'll be 5 months and then we'll uplift the next species. Because that's overall going to be far better for our Russell planet. And right now, we've got pre-sapient jobs. People are moving out of the reserve into civilian positions. As soon as that's done, I think we'll get an agriculture district building there, and that'll give them something to do. Gut Shredder has leveled up, so currently governing Makora. We can reduce our amenity usage and improve our specialist population output. That's not bad. Makora is a generator district. So that would improve the artisan's output and the biologist's output a little. He's not a councillor. So I think we'll just have to pick that for right now. And Petals of Ivory has leveled up, currently governing Pathar. These are all councillor traits, unfortunately. But we are Minister of State, so let's have a look. Colony ship build cost. Monthly unity up, that's always nice. Or extra trade, that will not give us a huge amount because that's extra trade from jobs. And in terms of jobs, we are not getting much of our trade from jobs itself. So I think governing ethics attraction up and monthly unity up. Back we go. That rift in space will be done.
System survey complete.
Before the population is switched over. Carrying on our exploration down here. Haven't found any more anomalies yet. We might actually be in a position to be able to afford the next hyperlane. Let's do some selling. So if I sell a bunch of those, it's given us enough rare crystals for now. Yeah, that'll do. Get the next hyper relay going. And in fact, we can probably sell a bunch of our energy credits.
Research complete.
We have a new L gate in sight. Dangerous, dangerous technology. $92 months for Star Fortresses, or 34 months for Serrano Metallic Alloys. There's still a lot of time. But everything at this point, except some of these will take an incredibly large amount of time. Even that's 43 months. Okay, let's get the metallurgists. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got going on. So, agricultural focus on Sarat, which I was just looking at. That's going to be still 161 days before we can see the clone vats coming out. In terms of our other worlds, I'm going to get the clone vats building straight away. On Rilis. And we'll then get an agriculture district going, I think. And I think that will work quite well for Rilis. Okay, what have we got? Friction is the problem. We've discovered that slipping through the folds in space and time requires a perfectly smooth vessel. We're certain we can develop such a device, what we are tentatively calling a rift sphere. We should devote enough research and time, we may finally discover what's beyond this spatial anomaly. So this is giving us tech. Alright, so we can actually start researching rift spheres. Fascinating. That has maxed out our resources on those astral threads, and we can't activate that for quite a while. We are getting a lot of them though. In fact, let me pull that back up. That was in the discoveries. Beach for astral rift completed, unlocks additional astral actions and extra storage capacity. Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to do anything here right this second, so...
Species enhanced.
Let's send... Yeah, we'll just get you to return to your home base for now. The saga keys have been enhanced. Let's uplift
Situation log updated.
the next people, the Trundian. So those saga keys are going to start producing rare crystals for us. Ooh, actually, looking at it, we have plenty of artifacts as well. Let's reverse engineer some arcane technology. Let's advance some of our research. That's given us some physics research. Cool, just as a flat buff. We can also celebrate diversity and get 3000 unity. Let's do that. Okay, Rossel, our new planet. While it cannot be denied that the intoxicating effects of Rossel's atmosphere are enjoyable, and even helpful in some cases, there is pressure from the more conservative parts of the Savantian coalition to crack down on the possibly addictive gases. We can leave Rossel as it is and just lose 200 unity. The hallucinogenic atmosphere is gonna make people happy, so leave it as it is. It's only 200 unity. These are both set up, but hold on. A renowned paragon has appeared. Interesting. He's another commander. He's a pirate. Facial recognition scans identify the individual as Lysata Singh, a wanted pirate. Smiling slyly, he offers a polite nod. Greetings, I am Captain Lysador. I come to you with an offer. I command 3 ships and a ragtag crew of outcasts. Until now, we have worked independently. That said, there are times of changing, and we're ready to join a larger enterprise. If you grant us full pardons for our so-called crimes and a safe haven within your borders, we'll work for you. What do you say? Should we draw up a contract? And what's he like? Guerrilla tactician. Okay. So smaller cloaked fleets. And he grabs energy credits as he kills ships. He can emergency FTL out, but the ships are patterns. It's an interesting one. He is a Xenophile. Let's have a look at our leaders as a whole. So right now we're maxed out on commanders. We could get rid of Bromwell Noble. What need do we have? Why do you wish to join us? My crew is tired of living life on the run. We seek a safe harbour. Your empire seems open enough to allow a collection of outcasts into your ranks. Freebooting has cost us much. We're not exactly looking to settle down, but a patron of your calibre could take a certain load off. Why should we trust you? No reason other than the word of a scoundrel. If that's not enough, fare thee well. I propose a deal, nothing more. Tell us about the crew. Soldiers of fortune, escape. I'm kind of tempted. He'll join our empire as leader. 3 pirate ships will be added. Sure. So first things first. Why can I not get rid of... We must control the fleet to dismiss its commander. Technically, you're not in a fleet, you're one of my leaders. Maybe we need to deassign him from Sarat. If I just right-click to remove the leader, now I can dismiss him. There we go. I'm so sorry. You've done well, but we have a new person. So what's this privateer fleet like? They are Reaver class, Dagger class corvettes. they can be upgraded a little bit. And he's still got remaining traits that we can put on. Warlike as a counselor trait is interesting. But I think we want the leader trait. Oh, there's more as well. Okay, let's pull these up and have a look. So aggressive, sure. Then daily hull regen and armor regen as an engineer. That seems good. Then Void Hunter. And then finally, Artillerist seems like a nice idea. Scout could be even better with his whole missing in action thing. Or we can up his material liberator. I quite like gunship focus and the scout. Let's go with gunship focus. So we're specifically going to be gearing his fleet around small and medium weapons. That's very interesting. Where are you right now? Okay, you're kind of in a smart place. Let's move you down here. This is going to switch things around slightly. Actually, do we want to upgrade you? Let's have a look at the fleet management for you. We can't retrofit it into anything specific. The Raider, that is. We could do the Corvettes, though. Yeah, we'll leave them as they are. Eventually we'll retrofit them into full-on gunboats. So the anti-armor and the anti-shield, those will work fine. The missile boat I don't think is going to be of any use. Sounds like the audio may have gone weird. Give me just a second. I think it could have just been the fleet designer screen, but it doesn't hurt to just cycle the audio drivers just in case. We are now producing quite a few more alloys compared with the start of this episode. So we are in a place where we can do stuff regarding building up fleets. At the moment, our ships are consuming 104, so ships are not cheap. You know what, stay here for now. We will retrofit those. Oh, we can copy the template. Let's have a look at what they've got. Oh my god, they are quite pants. They are quite pants. Let's turn them into anti-armor corvettes. We'll get 5 of those. And we can get some nice anti-armor gunships as well. And I forgot we have got cruisers available. So let's go into the ship designer and have a look at the cruisers. Oh, cruisers are big, big, chunky things. Right. So this is an auto-generated one. If we go for broadside, that works for him quite nicely. If we go for broadside core, that also works for him because we're looking for mediums and smalls. And broadside stern. So all medium weapons. So this is a full-on gunship. Very nice. With its strength like this, I think we could probably have high armor, low shields. I think line ship is probably the best. Putting up the chance to hit, yeah. Crystal infused plating. So crystal infused plating is just good for ship hull points. But not really good for armor points. But it doesn't cost any maintenance. That's interesting. The thing is, we've got daily hull regen. If I do that, we've got some armor, we've got a lot of hull, and a few shields. Now, one thing I want to address, and this has been mentioned to me, when you're designing a ship, if you want to go totally optimal, you would want either armor or shields, but you wouldn't want to split between them because weapons, as we've seen, do extra damage against one and not the other. So you can specifically gear your ships against your enemies, or at the very least not make them significantly worse. I think that's it's not a fun way to play, it's not a thematic way to play, so I tend to build in a non-optimal fashion and have a mix of things. I think realistically that's how systems would be built, but it's definitely not the most optimal for taking on specific enemies. If you were going up against players, you'd probably want to like find out what type of weapons they had and build against that. But it is what it is. Let's get regenerative hull tissue. So this is giving us hull and armor regen. So there's even less incentive for us to have the shields there. Okay, I like that. So this is our anti-armor broadside. Yeah, we're not going to replace the components because I'm happy with that. So save our broadside, get rid of the Bossplar. And there's going to be an equivalent. For the anti-shield. Accuracy 50%, tracking 30%. That's not amazing, but put enough shots down range and it'll work. Now, what other options do we have on this? If we make a big artillery that can kind of protect itself. Let's go with shielded artillery. So if we have excess power, it will overall make things a little better. Like you can see the damage per second and our evasion going up slightly, but it's really not much. Let's do that. So, bit of extra speed. In fact, if I put afterburners on, is that gonna kill it? There we go. Bit of extra speed, bit of extra evasion. And this is our anti-shield artillery. And we'll do the same for the anti-armor. And I think I've put the wrong weapons on the other design, so we're going to need to go back to that just quickly. So, anti-armor. No, this is fine. Anti-shield. Anti-shield. Right, we have cruisers that we can put in. So we'll get an anti-armor cruiser in there. We get an anti-armor broadside in there as well. We'll get 4 pickets and 2 of those. So this is a hell of a lot of materials that it's going to take to make this fleet. This is just like where we would like it to be. It's not obviously where it is right now. With such a selection of things, I'm going to turn this entire lot into the same type of anti-shield, I believe. So we'll have one primarily anti-armor and one primarily anti-shield. We'll still keep a couple of pickets and a couple of general gunships. So we'll go for the anti-shield cruiser and the anti-shield broadside. And get 2 each of those. That's a lot of materials that would take. Still, our design work has been done. That's the important thing. If I send you to upgrade right now, that's not really going to help anything. So let's leave it as it is. And as we get more alloys coming in,
Council agenda available.
build relations is no longer on cooldown. I think we've got a new observational insight coming from our pre-FTL civilization that we're watching up here at Stad. Let's pause. Insight breakthrough imminent. We've gathered enough information to create a new insight technology. The next time we have an observation event that would advance our insight, we will gain a new research option. We've almost stemmed the flow of food leaving. How are we doing in terms of jobs? Yeah, some people are working as farmers. So over on Rillis, we have the clone vats being built. And the pre-sapients are in the process of being uplifted, I believe. Yeah, that'll be done in 2 months, so that'll be perfect. Perfect timing. We probably want to get clone vats here as well. We're lacking a little bit in the way of food. Let's buy a bunch so that that's done. There we go, just shore things up a little. How are things going on Valdus? We've got loads of jobs over here. The Senate has passed buzzword standardization. Not a surprise, that's one that we were supporting. It's going to slightly change people's diplomacy weights. And the Genesis uplift has been completed. Welcome to the galactic stage. Trindians. That's giving us 9,000 unity. Which is enough for us to finish off the genetics. This is going to unlock advanced traits for species modification. We get more points for everyone. And it costs us less to modify species. So this is going to be a big thing. Gone are the days when the survival of our species was at the mercy of chance, when the Cervantes' fate was decided on the whims of nature in the genetic lottery. The engineers of our time worked not in steel and concrete, but the very building blocks of life itself. With advanced gene modification, we will secure the future of our nation. This gives us a new perk slot. Oh. We could go for archaeo-engineers. And really lean into cosmogenesis. Time, gravity, and space are the fundamental cogs that make up clockwork of reality. If we can learn to manipulate them, the universe's secrets will be ours. We could become the Crisis. No, that doesn't feel like what we would really do as a people. I like archaeo-engineers. Leaning into that relic world that we've got. Xenocompatibility allows crossbreeding between different species living on the same planet. That's interesting. I'm not sure if that's really what we've been going for. Like, we've been going for embrace the unknown out there, not like embrace the unknown. So I think we'll take archaeo-engineers. That's going to give us one more scientist. It'll give us some more specimens, and it will reduce the cost. So, the Trundians. They have been uplifted. They're conservative. 7 trait picks remaining. Let's have a look just before... In fact, no, we'll start off next time by looking through what we can do with their genetics and get them changed over. Now that we've unlocked all of the various traits, I think it's going to be worth us revisiting each of our species and going through sorting them out. But that's going to be next time. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Stellaris. See you soon.